Kicking off our high-end resin showdown is the HeyGears RS Turbo, built for lightning-fast professional production. Let's dive in. I loaded a highly detailed engineering prototype into the HeyGears RS Turbo, expecting the usual resin printing headaches like failed supports and messy cleanup. Instead, the print finished about 1/3 faster than my previous benchmark prints, and the dimensional accuracy was spot on, down to the micron. Before you rush out and buy one, though, there is something important to understand about what happens when you try to move beyond the company's own ecosystem. Design and build quality. When you first unbox the RS Turbo, the thing that immediately stands out is how solid and substantial it feels. At around 20 kilograms, it has more in common with industrial equipment than with a typical desktop resin printer. The first machine that came to mind was the Formlabs Form 4, which many people still consider the benchmark for professional resin printing. Even beside that machine, the reflex feels impressive. The Z-axis uses a C5 grade module that keeps everything stable and helps eliminate unwanted movement during printing. As a result, layer lines are extremely difficult to spot. The amber display is protected by its own cooling system, and the overall construction gives the impression that the printer was designed to run day and night for long periods without wearing itself out. Key features: performance versus marketing claims. The specifications mention an impressive contrast ratio of 566:1 on the optimized amber screen. Numbers on a spec sheet are one thing, but I wanted to see whether that actually made a difference in real-world use. After testing it, I can say that the high contrast does translate into very precise light control. I printed several miniature models with sharp corners and complex details, and the printer cured resin exactly where it was supposed to. I did not notice the light bleed that sometimes softens fine details on lesser machines. One feature that genuinely saved me time was the intelligent automatic support generation. Normally, I might spend 20 minutes manually placing supports and double-checking everything to avoid failed prints. Here, the software handled the job in less than a minute. During my testing, I did not have a single model detach from the build plate. Power consumption and thermal management. Since this is a professional-grade machine that stays connected to power, efficiency and temperature control become especially important during long print sessions. The RS Turbo operates at roughly 180 watts, which is quite reasonable considering its performance. During several days of continuous testing, the dedicated screen cooling system lowered operating temperatures by about 10 degrees Celsius. That reduction helps protect the screen from long-term wear caused by constant ultraviolet exposure. If you choose the automatic resin heating system, power consumption increases slightly. However, the system keeps the resin at a consistent temperature of around 22 degrees Celsius. That means the resin behaves the same way whether you are printing on a cold winter night or during a warm summer afternoon. Consistent temperature leads to more predictable print quality and fewer surprises. Ecosystem integration and long-term ownership. One criticism often directed at HeyGears printers is that they were heavily tied to the company's own resin products, which tend to cost more than many alternatives. Recently, however, the company introduced an open material mode. I tested it with several third-party engineering resins and manually adjusted the exposure settings. The feature works, but it does require more experimentation than simply using the pre-configured profiles provided by HeyGears. The proprietary slicer software deserves some credit as well. It feels fast and stable, and I experienced fewer crashes than I sometimes encounter with certain open-source options. Looking at ownership costs over a period of 3 years, replacement components are definitely on the premium side. On the other hand, the printer's solid construction suggests that you will not be replacing parts nearly as often as you might with a lower-cost machine. How it compares to the competition. When comparing the RS Turbo with the Formlabs Form 4, the differences become fairly clear. The HeyGears machine can save you thousands of dollars up front because the Formlabs ecosystem is known for being expensive. In return, Formlabs offers one of the smoothest plug-and-play experiences available, along with a huge library of well-documented engineering materials. At the other end of the market, you could purchase an Elegoo Saturn IV Ultra for a much lower price. The Elegoo is capable of producing excellent detail, but it does not offer the same level of industrial consistency, advanced force monitoring, or adaptive slicing technology found in the Reflex RS Turbo. Limitations: what you should know before buying. This is probably the part that receives the least attention in the marketing material. The starting price of $1,189 looks extremely attractive considering the level of precision on offer. The problem is that to achieve the speed and reliability highlighted in many demonstrations, you will almost certainly want the optional heated tank and pulsing release module. Once those upgrades are included, the total climbs to approximately $2,359. That is a significant jump. The printer itself is excellent, but some of the features that make it truly competitive are effectively locked behind additional purchases. Final verdict: buy or skip? I would recommend the Reflex RS Turbo to intermediate and professional users who are expanding small-scale manufacturing, running a dental laboratory, or operating a design studio. If you need industrial-level accuracy but do not want to spend Formlabs-level money, this printer makes a compelling case. On the other hand, if you are simply a hobbyist who wants to print miniatures on weekends, it is probably more machine than you need. The additional module costs and the extra learning required for open material mode make it difficult to justify for casual use. In that situation, a quality consumer printer will likely give you a much better balance of cost and performance.
Next is the Formlabs Form 4, a machine that redefines reliability and ease of use in professional engineering labs. Here is the breakdown.
I remember the first time I set up a resin printer years ago and waited 12 hours for a simple prototype. Last week, I loaded a complex engine manifold design into the Formlabs Form 4, and it was sitting on the build plate before I finished my second cup of coffee. The sheer speed of this machine caught me off guard because it completely changes how I approach a workday. I no longer have to plan my entire schedule around a single print cycle. Instead, I found myself iterating 3 or 4 times in a single afternoon, which is a level of productivity I honestly did not think was possible for a desktop unit. Design and build quality. The moment I pulled the Form 4 out of its box, I noticed the familiar orange UV hood, but the machine feels much more substantial than its predecessors. It weighs about 18 kilograms and sits firmly on the workbench with zero wobble during high-speed movements. The build volume has increased by 30% compared to the Form 3, which gave me the extra room I needed for larger industrial brackets. Everything from the sturdy metal frame to the responsive 7-inch touchscreen feels premium and professional. It does not feel like a hobbyist tool, but rather a piece of serious lab equipment designed to run around the clock. Key features in action. The real magic happens with the new low-force display engine. Unlike the older laser-based systems that trace every line, this unit uses a powerful LED backlight to cure entire layers at once. I was particularly impressed by the new resin handling system that fills the tank 5 to 10 times faster than before. I also tested the Z-axis force sensor, which automatically adjusts the print speed based on the geometry of the part. This meant that when I printed delicate, thin-walled structures, the printer slowed down just enough to preserve the detail without me having to manually tweak any complicated settings in the software. Performance and daily reality. In my daily testing, the Form 4 hit speeds of nearly 100 millimeters per hour with the fast model resin. I successfully printed a batch of 10 dental models in under 20 minutes, which is a staggering improvement over previous generations. The reliability is where it truly shines, because I encountered 0 failures across 30 consecutive prints. The surface finish is remarkably smooth, and even though the technical pixel size is 50 microns, the software uses clever anti-aliasing that makes the layers almost invisible to the naked eye. It creates parts that look and feel like they were injection molded rather than printed in a garage. Limitations and trade-offs. While the performance is top tier, there are some real-world frustrations to consider before you dive in. The machine is still a resin printer at heart, which means you're dealing with sticky liquids and the constant need for isopropyl alcohol washes. I found the lack of a built-in carbon filtration system disappointing, because the fumes can become quite noticeable in a small office without dedicated ventilation. Additionally, the move to a 50-micron XY resolution is technically a step back from the 25 microns on the Form 3, and it might bother those doing ultra-fine jewelry work despite the software improvements. You should also be aware that the open material mode requires an additional license fee, which might feel like a barrier if you prefer using third-party resins without extra costs. Final verdict. The Formlabs Form 4 is a powerhouse for anyone who treats 3D printing as a business rather than a hobby. You should buy this machine if you are an engineer or a designer who needs functional prototypes in hours rather than days, and you value a seamless ecosystem that just works. It's the perfect choice for professional environments where reliability and throughput are worth the $4,500 price tag. You should skip this printer if you're a hobbyist on a budget, or if your work requires the absolute highest resolution for tiny figurines where speed is not a priority. For the professional user, this is the most capable desktop resin printer I have tested to date.
Closing the loop with the Anycubic M7 Pro, bringing pro-level automation and heating features to the advanced makerspace. Let's check it out.
I skipped the traditional calibration ritual because this machine arrived ready to roll right out of the box. My first test print was a highly detailed 150mm miniature that finished in under 2 hours, which is a pace that used to be reserved for industrial machines. What surprised me most was how the active heating system kept the resin at a consistent 30 degrees Celsius despite my drafty garage environment, and this led to a 0% failure rate during my initial high-speed runs. Design and build quality. The M7 Pro feels like a significant step up from the plastic-heavy designs of the past. It sports a sturdy metal chassis that weighs nearly 13 kilograms, and this provides a rock-solid foundation that eliminates the Z-wobble often found in lighter competitors. I was particularly impressed by the laser-carved build plate, which has a distinct texture that grips the first layers without making them impossible to remove later. However, I found the choice of a traditional lift-off acrylic cover slightly disappointing compared to the hinged lids seen on recent Elegoo models. You still need a dedicated spot to place that large resin-coated hood every time you check a print. Key features in action. The standout feature for me is the L Turbo 3.0 system paired with the 14K monochrome screen. In my testing, this combination produced crisp edges that are nearly indistinguishable from injection molded parts. Another game changer is the autofill unit. I hooked up a 1 kilogram bottle, and the printer managed the resin levels autonomously throughout a massive 12-hour print session. Performance and daily reality. In daily use, the speed is the primary reason to choose this model. When using high-speed resin, I consistently hit vertical speeds of around 150 millimeters per hour without losing the fine details on my models. I noticed that the 10.1-inch screen provides plenty of real estate for batch printing armies of miniatures or large-scale architectural prototypes. The cooling fans and the resin pump do create a fair amount of noise, so I wouldn't recommend keeping this on a desk where you plan to take video calls. The connectivity via the Anycubic app worked well for me, and it allowed me to monitor progress from my kitchen while the printer worked in the basement. Limitations and trade-offs. No piece of tech is perfect, and the M7 Pro has its share of quirks. The resin pump system is fantastic for large prints, but it becomes a maintenance chore if you like to switch colors frequently. I found that cleaning the internal tubes requires a full flushing cycle with alcohol, and this adds extra steps to your workflow. I also encountered some frustration with the placement of the USB port on the side and the power cord on the left. This layout makes it awkward to line up multiple printers side by side in a cramped workspace. Furthermore, while the 14K resolution is technically impressive, the use of ACF film for speed slightly softens the extreme sharpness compared to traditional FEP film. Final verdict. The Anycubic Photon Mono M7 Pro is a powerhouse for users who value throughput and reliability above all else. I would recommend you buy this if you are a professional creator or a serious hobbyist who prints large volumes and needs a machine that can handle cold environments without external heaters. The combination of active heating and auto leveling makes it a remarkably consistent tool. However, you should skip this if you are a casual user who only prints once a month, or if you prefer a silent workspace. The maintenance requirements for the pump system might outweigh the benefits for those who only do small, occasional jobs.